We can achieve so much more when we have a team alongside of us, right? So today I want to talk about the 6 keys to a winning team. Now, whether that's a business team or a sporting team or a team doing volunteer work, whatever that may be, there's some keys that apply across the board. And number 1 is strong leadership. So leadership means, oftentimes different things to different people. But the 2 words that I like to use are to enroll and inspire. That's what leaders do. They enroll and inspire people to come alongside and be a part of what we're doing. So it starts with creating a clear vision of where your company is going. Where are we going to go? How do we measure success? And what does it really look like when we achieve it? What's the long-term play? And then not only being able to get the clarity there, but being able to communicate that to your team in a way that they say, yes, I want to be a part of that. And it may not be with quite that much excitement, but what if it is? But having that clarity and being able to communicate it to the entire team where they buy into it and they're willing to follow you as the strong leader to achieve these great things with your company, within the community, wherever that may be. But not only being able to communicate or getting the clarity of that vision, but being able to communicate it in a way that people follow. Without followers, there's not a leader, right? So it's a 2-part process. So it does start at the top with strong leadership and being able to communicate in a great way where we're going and why that is such a good thing for our company and for them as well. So number 2 is establishing a common goal. Oftentimes we see goals being set that are financial goals or individual goals that just affect one person. What we want to do, this common goal has to do with a goal or multiple goals that are set out to benefit everybody, where it's not a win-lose. You do the work and I get the benefits, where you work your 50, 60-hour weeks and the business owner is out traveling and enjoying the fruit of somebody else's labor. Business is about creating an environment where everybody can benefit, where it's a win-win type scenario. Employees, team members want to be able to contribute to something and see and measure growth. Look at your kids. They're always looking at the scoreboard, even when they were little and they didn't keep score. They're looking at the scoreboard. So what's the goal and how are we doing across that and how does it benefit everybody involved? So having clarity around common goals and being able to communicate that well with your team. Number 3 is rules of the game. My 3 boys played sports all along, and when they put on the uniform and they step onto the field of play, there are rules that we have to abide by, right? So when you step onto the field of play, when you step outside of those boundaries or those rules, there's a penalty to be paid. And these aren't necessarily rules of do this, do that. They're more cultural kind of things, values within your business. And the business owner gets to define those things for the business that he's wanting to build and grow. So it really has to do with how we treat each other. What's our mindset when we come into the office or out onto the field of play? Are we having fun? Are we courteous? Do we address people by first name or last name? Are we committed to doing whatever it takes? Those are the kind of values that make up the rules of the game and that the team can be unified around and everybody pulling in the same direction. And from your own experiences, when a team is unified like that and they have that common bond or same values, boy, they can accomplish amazing things. So getting some clarity around what the values of the company are, and they can be different for different companies, and that is fine. But be clear what the values of your company are so that as you bring in team members, they can buy into that culture and engage fully and accomplish great things with you and the rest of your team. All right, so next is having a plan of action. It's great to go out on the field and know where we're going, all that, but if we don't really have those steps in place or a process that everybody understands and can contribute to, to achieve these things, then it's a tough row to hoe. What we want to do is be able to create a plan that is kind of step by step where people can understand this is the process that we're going to use to execute and to move the ball down the field a few yards at a time consistently so that we can achieve these goals and the long-term vision for our company. Next is support risk-taking. I find that many times business owners will hire phenomenal employees and give them this is what I want you to do it and exactly how you should do it. And in the early days, that's fine, because they need to come on board and be trained and on board. I understand that. But at some point, as business owners and as employers, we are hiring people not just because they're hands and feet to do a task. We're hiring them for their minds as well. And they are creative, innovative people. So let them use some of that to improve upon the roles and the tasks that they're doing. Support them in trying new things. If it works, fantastic. If it doesn't work, let's not do it again. But when it does work, share it with everybody else and continue to be innovative and improve. Things are constantly changing, and there's so much room for improvement. Take advantage of that and let them exercise their creative abilities to improve the overall process. And therefore, the end results is you achieve, go through the game plan and achieve the goals and visions for your company. And last, and certainly not least, is the 100% involvement and inclusion. That has to do with there's no team member that is sitting there watching. Everybody needs to be engaged and involved and participating in the activities of the business, in the team meetings, full flow of communication, so everybody's on board with where we are. On a football field, there's 11 guys out there on your side of the ball, and if one guy doesn't pick up a block, somebody gets hurt, right? And there's no way to execute the game plan when you have a person that's not doing their role. So make sure everybody's involved, and I'm not suggesting that you get rid of players. What I am suggesting is that you recognize it, and through the rules of the game and some overall team building with the leadership and the training, bring them along, get them involved, get them included. What I find is these days people want to be involved. They want to be participating in something bigger than themselves. They want something to grab onto and work towards. Give them that opportunity, allow them and encourage them, pull them in to be a part of what you're accomplishing within your business. And you'll see amazing things happen. 6 keys to a winning team. It works across the board, universally. Get involved, create a vision, and communicate in a way that gets people inspired and enrolled in what you're wanting to do with your company. Lay out the common goals where it's win-win for everybody. Let them see how they can benefit by achieving more. Set up the rules of the game where the culture, the values are clear, and you stick to them. Lay out the game plan. This is the process. This is how we're going to execute to achieve our goals. And then support their risk-taking, the growth of themselves as individuals and the growth of the company, and make sure everybody's involved. And you'll see some phenomenal things happen in your business as you get your team working with you in achieving greater and greater things. So if something here resonates with you, or if you'd like to talk a little bit more about how to apply this within your business, reach out to me. You can find me at daviddowdy.com, and I'd love to sit down and chat with you. No obligation, of course, but it's important that we understand these principles and get our teams involved and watch great things happen.